Hey, brother. Here's your, no, it says it's 4, but it's a Palomar 400. I want to point a few things out to you here, brother. I know you had let me know that you've drove up to 300 watts into this box, and I'm going to show you what that did for you. Right here you have a input pad, which is there to just give a little bit of padding to take your signal. Look at that, just blown very badly to a crisp almost. That's kind of just the input pad to slow down the input RF before it enters into the circuit. This right here is your resistor for your low. It is burnt almost to a crisp as well. Okay, this resistor down here, even though you really can't tell by looking at it, it's burnt as well. The low and the medium resistors are burnt. And you told me that this amplifier is working, which I don't see how it's possible. You have a blown transistor right here. And it appears that this transistor is blown before, and I'll tell you why. If you take a look at at all these other transistors, these little transistors, these resistors right here, this one over here, these are the bias resistors, okay? The majority of the time, look how it's just laying on top of there. I hate that. I'll straighten that up later. But anyway, the majority of the time, when you blow a transistor, one of these are going to go. On which of the transistors you blew. If you take a look at this resistor is different than these. So that's a good indication that this transistor is blown before. If you take a look, this transistor right here is a different lot number than these two. So it looks like this has blown a couple of transistors before in this box. But this resistor is blown. If you can see that. I mean, you said the box is working. I mean, the only other possibility, I hadn't hooked the box up yet, but the only other possibility, if for some weird reason somebody blew this transistor here and replaced it, but didn't replace this, and that's still giving it somewhat 10 ohms somehow or another, and the box is still working, I don't know. But I don't think so. Your two balancing resistors right here are blown. Those are blown as well. So this box is blown pretty decently. And I will probably say that's due to overdrive. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about that on the phone. I know you're new to all this. I know that you own a couple of radios. I know that you'd said that you had, I think it was a Cobra 150 or something, but you had drove the two 2290s into this box, and that's just entirely too much drive. Me personally, I like to try to keep it under 50 watts in this box. You know, I usually just hit it with a little 30-watt radio, to be honest with you, but there you go. So it looks like we're going to be changing out a pill for you, bud, and a couple other things in here, man. But just for the heck of it, I am going to hook it up just to see what it's doing. So we'll be back. Alright, well, I'll see why you said the box is working, because it is showing about 100 watts. 1,000 watts low. Ooh. That's just because somehow or another, because these resistors aren't absolutely charred and broken half or anything, this section is getting by a little bit. But you do have a blown transistor right here for sure. Alright, man. And I don't know, man. I do remember you mentioned about this switch maybe not working. So this box got a couple of things that needs to be done to it. That's a prime example right there. You know, you think it might be just a switch, and then you pop the top, and booyah. That's how it goes sometimes. All right, man. We'll get this straightened out for you, and we'll be back. All right, brother. We got you straightened out here. Went ahead and replaced this transistor right here with a used transistor that I had laying around that still had a good health to it. Okay, went ahead and put you a new 10 ohm right here. Put you two new 200 ohm balancing resistors right here in parallel, which equals 100 ohms. Okay, I completely despise the way they have these 100 picofarad caps on all these amps with such long leads. So I always like to shorten them up, which I did. I soldered down this tab back here a little bit more on the power. It was barely soldered on. It was making a connection, but it just looked like it was a little cold. I went ahead and replaced all your resistors up here, okay? And I went ahead and put 5 watts on there. I tell you, it's good not to drive those big radios into this box. Just driving this amp with a 4-watt RMS radio, which is doing about 20 watts. I repeat, 20 watts PEP. I'm already getting almost 400 watts out of this box. So I mean, there's no reason to drive that amount of power into this thing, man. I would try to keep it 50-60 watts under. That RF flows through this. What was on there originally is basically 227 ohms in parallel. That's what this is right here. It's blown. And look at that, I'm sitting there dropping resistors in the dang box. But anyway, so that comes out about 13 ohms or so. I just went ahead and put you a 12 ohm 5 watt right here. The RF flows through that in series. And then I think I made a mistake earlier when I said the 150 is your low. I don't know what I was thinking. The 27 is your low, because this 27 is in parallel on the RF there. The lower the resistor you go, the more resistance is on that RF. When you go down to low, you have higher input reflect, just because of the inductance this resistor is putting into the circuit. High and medium, you got great input reflect. And she's working good, man. Working real good. Alright, so here's what we're getting. I don't have a plug anymore to match your plugs. I've just got the ground clip right here on the back right here. Actually, I think you got that plug I had when I made that adapter for you. Alright, man. 4-watt radio, 4 watts RMS, about 20 peak. We're on 14.4 volts. Alright, this is RMS. Alright, this is a 1,000 watt slug, okay, brother? You're reading the bottom scale. You see where it says 100? That's 1,000 watts. Okay, where it says 40, that's 400 watts. Where it says 20, that's 200. In between that and 0 is 100. This is RMS, not PEP, RMS. No, yeah. Good low dead key. No, yeah. No, it's about 110, 120 watts RMS. Here's your input reflect, 10 watt slug in reverse. No, yeah. No, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and go over to peak. Here's your PEP watts. No, see what I'm saying? It is almost 400. I guarantee you, I reach over here and increase this voltage to about 15. I guarantee you it'd go ahead and put you in the 400 mark. Dude, I told you. Dude. Go back to RMS. Dude. Put you about 130 there, RMS. Alright. I'll hook up the bench radio. I mean, it's late, y'all. Forgive me. We'll hook up the hot radio. And basically what we'll be doing with this, brother, we're just going to double our input drive. Okay? We're going to double our input drive. And this is all radios driving your amp. This is no, driver amplifiers or anything like that. We're just driving this amp with low drive, letting you see what it's doing. And this thing should last you a long time, man. You just keep your drive levels low. Alright, we're going to hook up the hot radio, which we're going to double our input. Let's turn that voltage back down. We'll put it back on 14.5. I like to keep that supply about like a mobile would do. Alright. So we're going to double our input drive from 4 watts RMS over to 8 watts. Okay? Which that's doubling the peak as well. Alright. 1 second. Alright. I did forget I need to show you that your high-low medium's working now. Alright, RMS, we're just going to see what it jumps up to on the RMS. Right there, about 200 RMS. Probably ain't going to increase much on the peak, I don't think, with this radio. I didn't think so. 400. That's the way it is. That radio right there is not a peak watt making radio. Even though it's going to show more on the peak, that is a bird watt making radio. And I think it might have something to do with me having the volts down on 11 point something. But some things will increase a little bit with peak and some won't. Alright. Let's show you. We'll do it with this. Alright, let's show you. Alright, on high. Ooh. Alright, we're going to put it on low. Make sure that transmit light's working. Alright, this is on low. So you pretty much, that's almost half, that's half power. So that's working good. So low puts you pretty much on half power, RMS wise. We're looking at RMS here. So full power did pretty much about 200 RMS. Low, it bumps you down 100 more RMS. So that's low. Here's medium. Just took a little bit of the edge off on medium. Alright, brother. We got you straightened out. I'm about to make your adapter for you now. You said you needed an adapter for 5-pin plugging your radio, but plug a 4-pin mic to a 4-pin radio. You wanted an adapter made, so we'll get that done next for you, bud. Alright, man. Have a good one. Old gatekeeper. Out here around the northeast end of Georgia. Glad we was able to get this fixed. Anybody else got something like this you need fixed? Give me a shout. I can take this as far as anybody needs, if you want me to get in here and clean the whole box up, add feedback resistors, anything you want, I can do. Just let me know. This guy right here, he just wanted this thing fixed. He didn't want nothing special done to it, so that's what I did for him. 73rds, out here around the northeast in the Mr. Gatekeeper's Gone.